everyone, this is Edward Longstreet, and this is the Retro Arcade, brought to you by Edward Longstreet Films Limited, doing business as Edward Longstreet Belmont Pictures Corporation. So let's begin. I have a Game Boy cartridge here that I really love. I had for a really long time, and it's a really cool one because it's got a lot of retro games on it, and that is the Namco Museum. Yes. It's got tons of cool games on here like Mrs. Pac-Man, Galaxin, Galaga, Dig Dug, and Pole Position. I had this game for a really long time, and this is actually one of the first games that I actually of retro video games that I gotten. I've had this now for about 14 years now, and well, no, actually 15 and a half, going on 16 years, and I really love it. I actually bought this at my local GameStop, which has long since no longer even sells Game Boy. I haven't sold Game Boy games in a lot of years, but at the time I bought it at GameStop, they sold Game Boy games as well as Game Boy Advances. And when I got my first Game Boy Advance, the actual first games I got was actually Ed, Edd and Eddy Jawbreakers and Ed, Edd and Eddy Demon's Head Adventures because I was a huge fan of Ed, Edd and Eddy and still kind of is to this day. But this is actually one of the second or third games that I got of it, the Namco Museum. And it's really cool. It's really got me into a lot with classic video games, especially games made from Namco like Pac-Man and stuff. And I also had another Namco Game Boy cartridge, the Pac-Man collection, which unfortunately got severely damaged. It got to the point where it got been unplayable, and unfortunately I don't have that no more, which is kind of a bummer. But I thought I'd show this to you, this cartridge here that I had. It's a really cool one. I actually recently, because I played it for a real long time, and then about 8-9 years ago I stopped playing it. I actually stopped playing my Game Boy games and my Game Boy, and it's set in storage, set in a drawer for all these years. And recently, about 4 months ago, after I start, researching more of myself, and wanting to go back into some of the things I did, I start pulling them out and playing them again. And this is one of the ones that I pulled out and played, and I've been really on a streak with playing with this. I would love to get my hands back on that Pac-Man collection because I really love Pac-Man more. It's just awesome, truly. So I thought I'd show this to you. Uh, I don't have an update yet on the Patreon thing, but I will let you know on that. But I thought I show this to you as the third episode of the Retro Arcade and talk about this. So that will be all for today, and I thank you for watching. Like, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching the video art Retro Arcade. This has been a production of Edward Longstreet Films Limited, doing business as LPPC, and this is Edward Longstreet, and I will see you again. Take care.